There was a time when people looked at a bottle of radioactive water and thought, yeah, that'll make me healthier. Not poison, not danger, not something that should be locked away from every living thing. Health. People actually paid money to drink radiation. And the worst part is, this wasn't some underground cult doing weird experiments in a basement. This was sold as a real health product. It was advertised. It was recommended. Rich people, educated people, and normal everyday people bought it because they genuinely believed it would improve their bodies. A tiny bottle, a fancy label, a scientific sounding promise, and inside it was a slow motion disaster. This is the story of how humans became so obsessed with the future, so hypnotized by science, and so desperate for miracle cures that they literally drank radioactive water. And for some of them, it did not end well. To understand how something this insane became normal, you have to go back to a time when radiation did not sound scary. Today, the word radiation immediately feels dangerous. You hear it and think of nuclear accidents, warning signs, hazmat suits, cancer risks, and glowing green cartoon waste. But back then, radiation felt different. It felt new, it felt mysterious, it felt powerful. And when humans discover something powerful, we have this very stupid habit of assuming it must be useful. In the late 1800s and early 1900s, radioactive materials were still fresh in the public imagination. Scientists were making discoveries that seemed almost magical. Invisible energy was coming from certain elements. These substances could glow. They could affect photographic plates. They could pass through materials. They seemed like proof that the modern world was unlocking secrets nature had hidden forever. And to ordinary people, this did not sound like danger. It sounded like the future. This was the era when science had a godlike glow around it. Electricity was changing cities. New machines were transforming daily life. Medicine was improving. Cars, phones, cameras, factories, and modern inventions were making people feel like humanity was entering a new age. So when people heard about radium, they did not think, maybe we should be careful. They thought, put that in everything. And I mean everything. Companies started selling radioactive products like humanity had completely lost the plot. Radioactive creams, radioactive cosmetics, radioactive toothpaste, radioactive bath products, radioactive pills, and of course, radioactive water. The marketing was ridiculous. Radiation was described almost like a battery for the human body. If you were tired, radiation could supposedly energize you. If you felt weak, it could supposedly strengthen you. If you were aging, it could supposedly restore your vitality. If you had pain, illness, low energy, digestive problems, or basically any human issue at all, some salesman somewhere was ready to say, don't worry, we've got glowing water for that. And that is how one of the most infamous radioactive health products entered the story, Radithor. Even the name sounds like a supervillain made a sports drink. Radithor was sold as a radioactive health tonic. It came in small bottles and was marketed as something that could restore energy and improve health. To a modern person, the idea of drinking radium sounds like a cursed side quest. But at the time, the bottle did not look evil. It did not look like death. It looked clean, medical, and scientific. And that is important, because scams rarely show up looking like scams. They show up wearing a nice label. Radithor was not sold as dangerous mystery liquid. It was sold with confidence. It was sold with the language of science. It was sold in a world where many people did not yet understand the long-term danger of putting radioactive material inside the human body. And when a product sounds scientific enough, people let their guard down. That is where the real danger begins. Because the scariest thing about Radithor was not just the radiation, it was the trust. People trusted the future. They trusted the label. They trusted the idea that modern science could bottle health and sell it back to them. And then came the man who would make Radithor infamous. His name was Eben Byers. Byers was not some random nobody. He was wealthy. He was socially connected. He was a businessman. He was an athlete. He moved in high-status circles. In other words, he was exactly the kind of person who made a product look respectable. Because when ordinary people see rich people using something, they often assume, well, they must know something we don't. But rich people can fall for nonsense too. And Eben Byers fell hard.
After suffering an injury, Byers started taking Radithor. At first, It probably felt like it was helping. Maybe it was placebo. Maybe he believed in it so strongly that every bottle made him feel a little more alive. Maybe the marketing had already done half the work inside his mind. That is how these things get you. They do not need to work forever. They just need you to believe at the beginning. So he kept drinking it. One bottle became more bottles. A habit became a routine. A health tonic became part of his life. And over time, buyers consumed a shocking amount of Radithor. But the problem with radioactive material inside your body is that your body does not treat it like a bad idea. It treats it like material. Radium can behave in ways similar to calcium, which means the body may deposit it in bones. And once radioactive material is inside the body, the danger becomes much more personal. It is no longer outside you. It is not behind a warning sign. It is not in a lab. It is in you. And slowly, quietly, the damage begins. For Eben Byers, the miracle drink became a nightmare. His health began to collapse. He lost weight. He experienced pain. His body started breaking down. His teeth and jaw were affected in horrifying ways. What had been sold as vitality was destroying him from the inside. The product that promised energy was taking his life. And this is where the story becomes darker than just people were dumb back then. Because Byers did not drink radioactive water because he wanted to die. He drank it because he wanted to heal. That is what makes the whole thing so disturbing. Most bad health trends do not succeed because people hate themselves. They succeed because people are tired, scared, insecure, sick, aging, desperate, or just hopeful. They want relief. They want strength. They want youth. They want control. And someone always shows up with a bottle. For Byers, that bottle was Radithor. The more his case became known, the harder it became for people to keep pretending this was just a harmless health trend, because this was not a vague warning anymore. This was a real person, a wealthy, visible, well-known man, a man who had believed the promise, a man who had paid for the product, a man whose body became evidence. Suddenly, radioactive water did not look futuristic. It looked grotesque. The illusion cracked. And that is usually how dangerous trends die. Not when people calmly study the evidence early. Not when a few cautious voices say, hey, maybe this is risky. No. A lot of the time, humans wait until the damage becomes impossible to ignore. Then everyone acts shocked. Like, how could this happen? Bro, it happened because people wanted the shortcut, and the salesman knew exactly how to package it. Radithor was not just a radioactive drink. It was a perfect trap. It had scientific mystery. It had modern branding. It had health promises. It had wealthy customers. It had public curiosity. It had weak regulation. And it had humans doing what humans always do, trusting confidence more than caution. The Radithor scandal helped expose how reckless the radioactive health craze had become. After cases like Eben Byers, radioactive tonics no longer looked like miracle science. They looked like proof that new does not always mean safe. And that lesson still matters. Because yes, We can look back at people drinking radioactive water and laugh. It sounds insane. It sounds like something no normal person would ever do. But be honest, are we really that different? The product changes, the bottle changes, the label changes, the influencer changes, the buzzword changes, but the human weakness stays the same. People still fall for miracle cures. People still chase natural energy. People still buy things because they sound scientific. People still trust products because the packaging looks medical. People still believe that if something is expensive, modern, or complicated, it must be powerful. And the scariest part is, bad ideas rarely introduce themselves as bad ideas. They introduce themselves as breakthroughs. They say, "This is the future. This is what doctors don't want you to know. This is ancient wisdom. This is advanced science. This will change your body. This will fix everything." That is how the trap works. It does not ask you to be stupid. It asks you to be hopeful. And hope is easy to sell. That is why the story of radioactive water is not just about radiation. It is about trust. It is about how marketing can dress up danger. It is about how humans confuse confidence with truth. It is about how a fancy label can make poison look like progress. Because the people who drank Radithor did not think they were poisoning themselves. They thought they were being modern. They thought they were ahead of everyone else. They thought they had found a secret shortcut to health. And that is what makes this story so brutal. The danger was not hiding in some dark alley. It was sitting in a clean little bottle, with a label, with a promise, with a price. And people drank it. Over 100 years later, radioactive water is remembered as one of the most insane health fads in history. But the real lesson is not, people back then were stupid. The real lesson is, humans are dangerously easy to impress when something sounds like the future. Because once people believe a product is modern enough, scientific enough, or powerful enough, they stop asking the most important question. What if this is actually hurting me? That question could have saved lives, but instead, people trusted the glow. They trusted the science-sounding words. They trusted the miracle claims. They trusted the confidence of the people selling it. And in the end, some of them did not just buy the future. They swallowed it, and it killed them.